Welcome to this Active IQ training video in SMART goal setting. Before starting this eClinic, please ensure you have the matching worksheet ready, as you'll be prompted during the video to answer questions based on the content. The worksheet is an amendable document allowing you to complete sections relating to each part of the eClinic as you go. Once it is fully complete, you will need to submit the worksheet in order to receive your certificate of attendance, and more details of this will be provided at the end of the video. Okay, so the aims and objectives of this session. By the end of this eClinic, you will be able to define what a SMART goal is, detail each element of the SMART acronym, explain the difference between process, performance and outcome SMART goals, write effective process, performance and outcome goals, and also understand the qualification requirements of SMART in relation to the Level 2 Gym and Level 3 Personal Training qualifications. Section 1. SMART Goals, the acronym details. Okay, SMART Goals, let's have a look. SMART is a method which is used to ensure effective management of a client's or your own personal goals. Effective structure, clear use of data and well-timed reviews enables the goal to be tracked and monitored, which supports the positive completion of the goal. The SMART principle can help to underpin successful goal setting, as it can reinforce personal belief in the ability to achieve or accomplish a task. So let's just have a look at the acronym. S stands for specific, M is measurable, A is achievable or attainable, R is realistic, and T is time-bound. We're just going to take a look at the acronyms in individual sections now. So let's have a look at specific. So whether you're setting an outcome, performance or a process goal, all of them should be specific, because those which are too vague reduce the effectiveness as there's no definitive end result. Things like goals of to feel fitter or to lose weight are really subjective and they're not easily measured. Fitter may be interpreted differently by different people. So how would the instructor know if this has been reached? How much fitter does that person want or need to become, and why? The relative outcome of this is not easily measured and may be misunderstood by the instructor. Therefore, additional information or an alternative goal should be agreed. To lose weight. So the same thing, how much weight is to be lost and why? Is this overall weight, BMI or body fat percentage? Again, specific data and information is needed to set a clear and attainable goal. So let's take a look at a couple of specific examples. To feel fitter within 4 weeks. The client should be able to walk up 3 flights of stairs to the office without getting out of breath. Currently, the client can manage 1 flight before having to stop. This is a specific goal, as there is a definitive start and end point. Currently, the client is not able to walk up 3 flights of stairs without coming out of breath. As long as realistic plans are put in place within the set time frame, this goal will be achievable and can be measured on a regular basis. When retesting, they can now walk up 2 or 3 flights of stairs without stopping and becoming out of breath. These retests would occur at set stages between the start and finish point to check and measure the client's progression. Take a look at another example. To lose 20 kilos in 10 weeks with a starting weight of 65 kilos. The goal to lose weight is again subjective and it's not easily measurable. What is the starting point, and is the total loss healthy within the intended time frame? In general, clients are unsure what the definitive goal is or should be and pick a number at random. Therefore, it becomes the role of the instructor to fine-tune the data to ensure this is safe, effective and achievable. So the above goal, it might be specific, however it's not safe and it should be reviewed by the trainer. Considering a loss of 1 or 2 pounds a week, the goal could be revisited to lose a safe amount of time within this time frame. But depending upon the programme, the client should also be made aware that an increase in muscle mass may occur, which could have an effect on the actual weight loss. Therefore, a reduction in body fat percentage may be a more appropriate goal to work towards. Let's have a look what we mean by measurable. So measurable, how does the trainer intend to demonstrate or evaluate the extent to which the goal has been achieved? Without specific data, it's difficult to put effective measures in place, as there's no definitive start or end point. However, if we refer back to the climbing the stairs goal, we can measure whether the client has been able to increase the number of steps they climb before becoming out of breath. If retested on a regular basis between the start and end of the goal, effective monitoring of the progression can be recorded. Therefore, the M for this goal could be to retest on a weekly basis to check the progress of the number of floors or steps which can be climbed without stopping. The client's heart rate could also be tracked to see if there's a decrease during or after the tests, as this is another method of measuring whether overall fitness has been increased. Both tests could be tracked on a client progression monitoring log. So moving on down, we've got achievable or attainable, some examples for this. So achievable or attainable. Goals should present a challenge, but they must also be achievable. An example would be a new or an inexperienced runner setting a goal to finish a marathon in under 4 hours in just 2 months' time. This is not well considered and the client would more than likely fail, so goals must be challenging but also attainable. So we can take a look here. To reach 20% body fat within 10 weeks with a starting measure of 25%. Or to feel fitter within 4 weeks, the client should be able to walk up 3 flights of stairs to the office without getting out of breath. Currently, the client can manage 1 flight before having to stop. So the above examples are achievable goals as long as the client adheres to the plans which are in place. It would be documented on the learner's portfolio as yes, this goal is achievable, then they say why, as the client has agreed to the plan and shall keep an activity log between retests. The goal and plan also meet industry guidelines to ensure safety of the client. So let's have a look at these realistic or relevant examples. So these should be relevant to where the client is at that point of time in their life. The goal should be client focused and not set solely by the trainer, as this will not be motivational for the client as there's little or no ownership to the goal. The goal should be realistic and that it is challenging without being unattainable or too easy and therefore presents no challenge at all to the client. In terms of climbing the stairs, the goal is relevant as the client is currently not able to comfortably get to work, which could potentially be causing them undue anxiety or frustrations. So the effects of being able to do this would benefit the client not only physically, but also possibly mentally due to an ability to now achieve a previously difficult task. It is realistic as an increase of walking up 2 flights of stairs within 4 weeks will be realistic so long as the fitness program and the nutritional guidelines are well planned and the trainer provides motivation. The previous goal of to lose 20 kilos in 10 weeks with a starting weight of 65 kilos, it's not safe or healthy and therefore it's an unrealistic goal. The trainer would need to discuss these parameters with the client to devise a realistic goal. Let's just take a look at the time-bound examples. Okay, so time-bound, a definite set date for the goal is needed as this allows the trainer and the client to easily determine if it has been achieved. It also increases the likelihood of accomplishment as there is a deadline to meet. Setting goals to be completed within a range, so for example 2 or 3 months, should be avoided. This is not a fixed endpoint and it reduces the impact of setting the goal itself as there's always leeway in its completion. Timings can be set as a particular date, so for example date, months and years, or in a specific number of months, so for example 6 months. This would be set from the date of the client's consultation. Okay, so what you need to do now is pause this screen and turn to section 1 in the worksheet and answer the questions based on the information that we have just covered. Once you've completed these questions, you can hit the play button and continue to watch this video. Section 2, Goal Types. Okay, so let's just take a look at some SMART goals. Now there are 3 types of goal which can be planned. We've got process, performance and outcome. So let's just have a look at each of these. So an outcome goal, this is the end result or singular goal that is being worked towards. So for example, complete a marathon in under 4 hours or squat a weight of twice the own body weight for 2 reps. Performance goals. These are the performance levels which need to be achieved in order to sometimes reach the outcome goal. So these should build upon each other like blocks to allow the final attempt of the outcome goal. So for example, run 10 miles within 1.5 hours and then run 20 miles within 3 hours. You can see how they start to build upon each other. squat own body weight for 6 reps, and then squat 1.5 times own body weight for 3 reps. Again, you can see how this is building up. And then the process goals. These explain what must be completed to achieve the desired performance factors, and they support the completion of the performance goals. So for example, you can run 4 times a week focusing on distance, speed and tempo. Strength train 3 times a week focusing on movement patterns, control and power. They can build up and support each other. However, these goals can also be used as singular and don't have to necessarily just work towards each other to work from process performance to outcome. Okay, so now it's over to you. We're going to have a look at some SMART goals and you're going to write these down into your worksheets. So as mentioned on the previous slide, there are 3 types of goal which can be planned. We've got process, performance and outcome. So in your worksheet, create either an outcome, performance or process goal for one of the following. So a 25-year-old female client looking to lose 15% body fat for a holiday, and the starting body fat percentage is 30%. So the second choice is an experienced 35-year-old male client aiming to run their first marathon. They don't have any injuries and they're a regular runner. Then the third one is a 40-year-old male client aiming to increase fitness to be able to interact with their children and reduce medical issues later in life. So they have 2 children, ages of 5 and 7. He's got a sedentary lifestyle and has little previous exercise history but has no medical conditions. He does smoke 5 to 10 cigarettes a day. Okay, and also in your worksheet, please state which goal type you are planning. Okay, so just make sure you pause this screen and complete the second task in your worksheet. Once you have finished, if you just push the play button and continue to watch the video. Section 3, Qualification Requirements. So let's just take a look at the Level 2 Fitness Instructor in Gym and the requirements for the SMART goals within this qualification. So within the portfolio, the learner must include 3 SMART goals. We've got short, medium and long term. The goals must show how they meet all of the SMART requirements, and it's advisable to utilise the SMART acronym to ensure that all sections have been met. Learners should also provide rationales for each element. The learners can formulate outcome, performance or process goals or a mixture of them all, but there is no requirement for all 3 types of goals to be evidenced. Use supplementary sheets where required. SMART Goal Builder sheets are available from your allocated EV. And there should be an evident link between the client's interview, goals and programme card, as this shows the learner's ability to record, plan, manage and review the client's requirements. Okay, so SMART goals in relation to the Level 3 Certificate in Personal Training. The learner must include 3 SMART goals, short, medium and long, to cover physical and nutritional goals. Therefore, it's ideal to see 6 of these in total. Try and separate the 2 out. The goals recorded must show how they meet all of the SMART requirements, and it's advisable again to use the SMART acronym to ensure that all sections have been met. The learners must provide clear rationales for each element. And the learners can formulate outcome, performance or process goals or a mixture of all 3. Again, there is no requirement for all 3 types of goal to be evidenced. Use supplementary sheets where required, and the SMART Goal Builder sheets are available from your allocated EV. And there should be an evident link between the client's interviews, goals, predictive overview and the programme card, as this shows the learner's ability to record, plan, manage and review the client's requirements. So on this slide, this is just an example of the SMART Goal Builder sheet. This one is for the Level 2 Fitness Instructing Gym. And you can see that this resource has been produced to help the learners with the SMART goal planning, because it breaks down the acronym into the different letters that's required. There's plenty of space there to make sure that they can provide the rationales, and this sheet can just be supplemented into the learner's portfolio. So if you do need a copy of this, please just email your allocated EV. And we're just going to show a completed example of one of these on the next slide. Alright, so let's just take a look at this slide. We're going to go back to our goal of looking at becoming fitter within 4 weeks and being able to walk up 3 flights of stairs. So we've seen that goal already, so there's our sentence for the goal in the top box. we look to the specific section. Okay, so the goal is specific as it clearly states that the client will walk up 3 flights of stairs without stopping, indicating a rise in fitness levels. So these boxes at the side here, this is where the learner should be able to kind of write their rationale as to what's going on per section. Okay, so measurable. Retesting on a weekly basis shall check the progress of the number of floors or steps which can be climbed without stopping. The client's heart rate will also be tracked to see if there's a change in this during or after the tests. Both tests will be tracked in a client progression monitoring log. So how is it achievable? Yes, this goal is achievable as the client has agreed to the plan and shall keep an activity log between retests. The goal and plans also meet industry guidelines to ensure the continued safety of the client. Is it realistic? So the goal is realistic as an increase of walking up 2 flights of stairs within 4 weeks can be achieved as long as the fitness program and the nutritional guides, if it's at level 3, are adhered to and the trainer provides support and motivation. Time bound. The goal has a clear deadline of 4 weeks. Okay, so just pause this screen as it's time to complete the last task in your worksheet. So turn to section 3 of the worksheet and answer the questions based on the content that we have just covered. And once you've completed these questions, just hit the play button and continue to watch the video. Okay, so let's have a look at the aims and objectives of this session. By the end of this eClinic, you will now be able to define what a SMART goal is, detail each element of the SMART acronym, explain the difference between process, performance and outcome SMART goals, write effective process, performance and outcome goals, and understand the qualification requirements of SMART in relation to 2FIG and Level 3 personal training. Congratulations on completing this eClinic. In order to gain your certificate of attendance, you now need to do 2 things. Ensure you finish the worksheets and please make sure you have filled in all the information on the front page so that we know who you are and where to send your certificate to. Make sure you save your worksheet and send the worksheet to worksheets@activeiq.co.uk in order for it to be marked. Also, we would like you to complete the SurveyMonkey questionnaire by following the provided link. Once we have received these and the worksheets have been marked, we will email your certificate of attendance within the next 10 working days. Should you require any more information about these eClinics or attending our live eClinics, then email your allocated EV or go to our website www.activeiq.co.uk and visit the Centres page. Thank you for completing this eClinic and we hope to see you again soon. So how ActiveIQ can support you. ActiveIQ offer training days and eClinics for centres to attend to support on how to assess each qualification. These training days and eClinics are free and we offer both pre-recorded and live eClinics. The details of these are on the website. Click on this link to find out more. And the new thing we have is the standardisation activities which are available within the monthly e-Zine.